Stripes, man. That bass line is ridiculous. Somebody need to sample that and like make it a hip hop song. It might be me.
Yeah, P. Diddy's all over that.
Do it.
That's the almighty Ludacris making a special appearance here on the Live at Much with the White Stripes. Ludacris wants to sample your beats. Is that the kind of thing that your band would be? Not necessarily Luda.
He can cover the beats. He can re-record the beats and cover it.
But you don't suppose sampling is what you're known?
Because then I don't get paid.
But if you get a good lawyer. Do you hear a song? I know. Would you ever do that? Like start giving up your beats?
I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like
all of a sudden, that Seven Nation Army riff ends up in a song, and it's a hip hop.
I guess someone said there are a lot of in England. A lot of DJs make mixes of that song, Seven Nation Army, with other songs, but. I don't know, it's not my area of expertise, so I'll stop talking about it.
It's like, yeah, forget it, we're not going to get into it. Not only music for this band here, but also movies, which is a cool thing, which ties us into, to a Speaker's Corner question we're going to get to in just a bit. But expanding your horizons off the stage, what is that like?
We were working with Jim Jarmusch on this movie, Coffee and Cigarettes, where we just played ourselves in the film, so it wasn't that big of a stretch.
Well, it actually ties into this question. The question right here from Speaker's Corner on the road this time, we go out west of Vancouver.
Hi, it's Alexandria from Vancouver, and I'm wondering how you guys got involved in Jim Jarmusch's film, Coffee and Cigarettes.
Now, you remember when Roberto Benigni won an Academy Award? Well, many years earlier, he was in a movie called Down by Law, which was with Tom Waits and such, and Jim Jarmusch put it together. He's kind of a legend in that world. And so to answer the question, how did you get in on that?
Jim came to see us. We played a free concert in New York City at Union Square, and is that when we first met him? I think he came to that, and he came and said hi, and we talked for a long while, and we seemed to, I don't know, it's one of those kind of people that when I first met them, I felt like I was his best friend immediately. And I don't have any friends, so I said...
You got Meg.
No.
Meg, can I find out more about that, please?
No, he said he was working on this thing, and he had asked about that. And we said, yeah, of course, that sounded brilliant, because it was a Tesla coil. I'm a huge fan of the inventor, Nikola Tesla, and I'm showing Meg the Tesla coil that I built in my basement and in the film. So
now, in the movie, Meg, as yourself, you are both skeptical and supportive at the same time. Is that an accurate depiction?
Skeptical. I don't know about supportive. I might be a little bit of a smartass in that one, actually.
She's sort of letting me think that I know what I'm talking about until at the end, which is sort of pretty much how this band's been going for a while.
That's right. You should have told me 6 years ago. Is it the kind of relationship that can exist for 5 albums, like after this?
I don't know. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I think the best thing is that there's not a bunch of male egos in the band. I mean, that's really a hard thing in bands. I've been in a lot of bands like that, and that starts to butt heads like rams all the time, you know. And you see it in every band, from the Beatles on down to every bar band. You see that kind of arguing going on backstage. So it's funny, but we've never had that problem, you know.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. Well, see, sometimes when I've seen you guys play live and you get to that side mic by Meg's kit and you start getting into it and you guys are doing the whole stare at each other, I'm thinking, okay, how much of this is now the White Stripes playing the part, and how much
it's always about. I put that mic up there years ago. I mean, it was sort of because we didn't play things. I wanted to change things in the middle of songs and go to another song, and so I needed the mic over there so I could sing, and I could say, let's do that. You know, if we had 3 people in the band or 4, you know, I couldn't do that because I'd have to look at everybody and say, okay, we're going to change now. You know, that's where that came from. So it came, you know, and then we came sort of playing together. You know, playing together. Now we're just up there behind curtains and, you know, not speaking to each other. It brings, you know, the band is happening toward, you know.
Sure. I mean, to add to the movie thing, you guys played yourselves in the Jarmusch film, and then you just woke up one day and said, I need to be in a period piece. I need a Civil War movie under my belt. And that's what you did next, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that Cold Mountain, they had offered me, they were looking for someone to play this role of this character named Georgia, who was a Civil War deserter. He was on the Confederate side, and he's a musician. So they wanted someone to, you know, bring folk music sort of to the film and sing in the film. So I was in love with that, and I couldn't believe that there was even something like that existed, that I could even, let alone that was a possibility for it. But T-Bone Burnett, who did the soundtrack, he did the Old Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. He's producing the soundtrack, and he recommended me to the director. And We hit it off really well. We just talked about all the same things, the Mississippi Sheiks and Blind Willie Johnson, and everything was just happening with me and T-Bone and the director. We were all really together on American folk music, and it felt perfect.